There are those evenings when you really can't face cooking, or I have those evenings where I can't face cooking, and actually you want something super quick, super tasty, and really, really delicious. One, it saves you from the dreaded takeaway, which you end up having instant regret, and it costs a fortune. And this is exactly one of those dishes. And I'm actually embarrassed to call it a recipe because it's so straightforward. And this is a Tempus No. 8 and chive tart. I'm using cheddar with it. You can use Gruyère, but to show you how simple it is, I'm using a shop-bought pastry case, and then some other ingredients, which is just a case of mixing them together. So first of all, I've got double cream. I've got equal parts of double cream to milk, or you can use the whole quantity of that combined amount of single cream. I'm gonna add some cheese. Cheddar or Gruyère I think works best. I'm using cheddar in this case. It has that slight tartness, that slight acidity. Eggs, 3 eggs for that, yolks and all. Finally, I'm using some chives. Good pinch of black pepper and a little bit of salt. Now, the No. 8 has got a bit of salt in it, but you are using quite a lot of cream, quite a lot of butter, quite a lot of eggs, so it does need a bit of that salt just to lift it. And it's quite a concentrated flavour, because if you imagine that pastry doesn't have tons of flavour in itself, this kind of salt needs to carry through to the pastry as well. And then I'm just going to fill that. The cheese does have a tendency to drop to the bottom, so if you're not using all of it, coax out that cheese from the bottom of the jug. And then our Tempus No. 8. And that's going to give it a real lift. Packed full of flavour, there's a bit of heat, there's some complexity from the spices, there's that orange zest, and it's just one of those wonderful ingredients that's great as it is, i.e. spread on toast, or when it's cooked, that profile changes completely. A lot of the really delicate orange notes are lost, but it becomes much more robust and much more kind of meaty, if that makes any sense. So be quite generous with it. I'm using 100 grams of that, and that's going to serve 4 people. And that is it. When I said at the top that it was quite embarrassing to call it a recipe, that's kind of it. All that has to happen is that goes into the oven, 25 minutes till it starts to sort of go golden and a bit bubbly, and you see those edges starting to crisp up. Let it cool slightly, and then we're good to go. So it's been in the oven for about 25 minutes, between 25 minutes and half an hour. I've let it cool a little bit. I'm serving it warm. I don't want it piping hot, but it's also utterly delicious cold, because it's got that flavour from the No. 8 that will carry it to being cold. So a nice big wedge of it. And we'll see what Tom thinks of it. Salty, cheesy, lovely allium kick from the chives. Easy, but above all delicious. And as you saw, ready with little to no prep. 25 minutes, tart done.